The review for tonight is Spike Lee's The Five Bloods, right? The Five Bloods. If you have not seen this movie on Netflix yet, I would suggest that you see this movie.
Yeah.
It is very important. It is one of the great. So if you have not seen The Five Bloods on Netflix, I don't know what you're waiting for. I don't know what you would be thinking that you would be waiting for, because it is one of the. I put it up there. I want to tell you, I put it up there with Full Metal Jacket. It is one of the greatest films produced on the Vietnam War, especially. Not just because, but especially because it is based on the black experience in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Right? And the plot, and the storyline, the through line, and the plot of the piece is well put together.
Yeah, it is.
And unlike a certain filmmaker that's supposed to be Spike Lee's mentor, producing that piece called The Irishman.
Oh.
Unlike that, Spike Lee takes the older gentleman and uses makeup to make them look younger. And that's all we're going to say about that, because I don't want to give it away, right? So you have to see this film. We don't want to give it away, right? But plot line. The four veterans of the Vietnam War, black veterans of the Vietnam War, returned to Vietnam to find something. I'm not going to give it away, unlike some commentary did on CBS. Real hate job they did there. But they go back to Vietnam to find something. And each character's backstory, which gives context to the character, is explored, right? First of all, they show you how the four are involved in the story by showing you a flashback, right? Which ties them all together within the first 10 minutes after they meet in the lobby. I'll tell you that much. After they meet in the lobby, they have a flashback that ties them in within the first 10 minutes of the film. Excellent, beautiful filmmaking, beautiful script writing, the cinematography on it, the score on it, the angles used, the actors and their ability to emote on the screen.
Great cast.
The twist and the turns that the film has. Beautifully done, right? Let's go through the cast.
Okay, starring Chadwick Boseman. He plays Norman, Stormy Norman. Delroy Lindo plays Paul. Jasper Paconin plays Larry Thorne. He plays the Frenchman. The Frenchman, the one who was part of the group.
Yeah, the Frenchman who is part of the group to help them find something. He's an organization that helps people find things.
So him. Because there's another Frenchman. If you haven't seen the movie yet, you'll see. I don't want to give anything away, but he's the younger Frenchman.
Okay, right.
Paul Walter Hauser plays Simon. Jonathan Majors, he did a great job too. He played David, Paul's son.
Yeah, he plays Paul's son.
Yeah. Gene Reno, we talked about him. He's the older Frenchman in the film, but we talked about him being.
He was the negotiator.
Yes.
Back in the 90s. He in a film called The Negotiator.
Yes.
He was the hitman who befriends a young girl and keeps her from being hit.
Yes.
Right? And if you've never seen The Negotiator, you have to see it. Matter of fact, I don't know what exactly happened to his career because we thought he was kind of like the way Old Boy was before he said something about he wanted to kill a black person for the what is his name?
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
Him. He was kind of like him.
Yeah.
You know, for people who know who it is, Time to Die and Tombstone and what is that? I can't think of his name right now. But anyway.
But the rest of the cast.
Yeah, go on, rest of the cast.
Norman Lewis, he plays Eddie. Melanie Thierry, Clark Peters, he plays Otis. He did really good too. You know him from Treme. Also, he was on the show The Wire, right? Isaiah Whitlock Jr. He did a great job too. He played Melvin.
You know him from the movie when he was the police officer and he said, "She." Right? That's how you would know him.
And you know what? I didn't see him. They have Giancarlo Esposito. Do you remember?
You know, I think they're wrong on that. They think that we all look alike.
Yeah, because he wasn't in
But Delroy Lindo in this film. Delroy Lindo in this film, his ability on the screen, man.
That one
the ability on the screen, it's like there was a culmination that built midway the film, going into the latter third of the film, where he's just incredible. And all four actors, all five actors are good.
But Delroy Lindo's character was like palpable. Mm-hmm. Like you can actually like literally feel his emotion. Mm-hmm. And then I don't want to give this one scene away in case you didn't see the film. Mm-hmm. But there's this one scene and it's just like your eyes just tear up for him. You feel compassion for his character because it's just, I don't want to give it away, but
don't give it away.
It's just a powerful scene. The acting is great. I mean, it's just, you can really understand where his pain is coming from.
Chadwick Boseman. His role in this piece is pivotal. And if tears don't come to your eyes, something is wrong, right? Spike Lee.
Compassion.
Spike Lee, I was looking for certain elements that Spike Lee usually has in his films. And his choice as a director to work with the cinematographer to bring out certain angles. There's this almost kind of like fish lens, but not quite a fish lens angle, which is on a low, looking up at the actors. I mean, it is incredible. The conflict captured through the images and the acting, the conflict between father and son, the love, you know, that's there.
The friendships, really, the brotherhood, right?
The fractured love.
That too.
Is really captured in this film. It's like Spike Lee hits so much in this film, right? That is just brought to life about the black experience in general, and put into this setting where these four men come back to find something, right? And within finding something, there's even conflict between modern day Vietnamese.
See, I was getting ready
and to say that too. A certain black character in particular. One of the characters in particular, and you're like, why is this going on? Like, what are you doing? You know. So
it's just visually beautiful. Like you said, the cinematography is just beautiful. The images of where they are and what they capture, right? It's an incredible piece. It is.
So cinematography, 10. The acting of the ensemble, 10. Individual elevation of actors in this piece is individual pieces of the whole, 10. The giving nature between the actors, to make sure that the scenes come out. People, they were going for their best, but they weren't necessarily competing. So that even helped to show that they had a genuine love that went way back, back to the 60s, right? So the use of compositing in this picture, compositing what was Lady Hanoi, the female, the Viet Cong female that was announcing over the radio. And she announced a certain event that took place while the soldiers are over there, and there was certain things that Spike Lee tells in this story. The information that Spike Lee gives to the viewers who would not know that, because we've been used to looking at Caucasian experience in Vietnam. I'm gonna have to tell this because this is very important. In Full Metal Jacket, there is a scene where the main character is a writer for the news, right? But he's a Marine, but he's a writer. He covers the stories of what's happening in Vietnam. And his buddy, one of his buddies, is the photographer in Full Metal Jacket. He's a photographer, young kid, younger than him, right? He might be in his 20s. This kid could be 18, and he's got his camera, but a Viet Cong pulls a pin on a grenade, and he says, "Grenade!" And everybody ducks except for the camera guy goes and jumps on the grenade and takes the full blast. He's dead instantly, right? Come to find out, that is not a story of heroics from Caucasians, but that is a story that's transposed from a heroic of a black soldier that saved his fellow soldiers by jumping on a grenade. This is a grenade. This is the stories that Spike Lee corrects in this film, right? Also, time. Whenever I heard time in any of the Vietnam pictures, I thought that it was a white guy singing it. I had never really thought, I thought it was Andre Crouch, something, not Andre, that's the gospel guy. I forget the guy's name.
Andre Cocker.
Cocker, that's right, him, Cocker, right. I thought it was him singing, but come to find out, Joe Cocker, right. Come to find out that time is actually sung by a black man. This is stuff that is corrected. This is facts that are corrected in film, because the Caucasian has a way of taking things and making you think that they did it, and you don't think twice unless someone comes along to correct the history, if you choose not to look further into it. So you find out that it was actually a black man that was actually singing that song. Time. Right? So the context and the commentary and the facts that he puts into the film without being too preachy. The relationship between the man and a woman that he once knew played out well, and you have to see the film. You have to see the film. The action sequences, some of the best that I've seen on film, right? That's why I put it up with Full Metal Jacket, right? Some of the battle scenes in there are some of the best I've ever seen. And in modern time, well, we're not going to get out of the way, you have to see the film. The through line, that's a 10. The narrative, that's a 10. The script writing and what you could hear in the script, how they describe, when you read the script, you can, and when you watch a film, you actually realize how they describe what you would be seeing in the script. That's a 10, right? And if Lindo doesn't get an Oscar nod.
Gosh, yeah.
If the young man who played his son doesn't get an Oscar nod for supporting actor, matter of fact, all of them might be in there as supporting actor somewhere.
Because they did a great job.
They did a great job, right? And then Spike Lee, first of all, you got that ensemble. Then it's introduced into 3 more characters, then 6 more characters, and you're like, all of this is happening in this span of within the time of this film, 120 minutes of this film. I mean, it is incredible. It's miraculous. Spike Lee does his thing with this movie as directing it and bringing it home, right? And the writing on it by the script writers, right?
Great.
And his ability to give leeway to the actors to go in and, how would you say it?
You know, there was a scene, and I don't know if you remember, but I remember saying to you, I love the scene because it's real life. Like the conversation that the friends, were having, and they was laughing and talking. I said, that's just like real life. Like something that you would actually hear one of your relatives or friends say, like the conversation they had,
At the table, the first night.
Yeah. At the table the first well, yeah, see, I'm trying not to give anything. But what about, I loved when they were singing the Marvin Gaye song.
Yeah, you had to see that.
It's just, I don't know, the music is great, the conversation is great, it was just real. You can tell that it's definitely a brotherhood with the characters.
I mean, everything is totally believable. Even
completely.
The sequences that go back in time.
Yeah.
And everything is just believable.
It is, yeah.
Unlike Scorsese's Irishman. I mean, that just wasn't too...
Yeah, because I guess with the Irishman, it was just such a build-up, It
was such a build-up.
Yeah.
We even had someone Tony called
months
over a year before it was coming out.
Way before.
That was in our second season.
Yeah.
No, in our first season, right?
Yeah.
Because we're coming up on the 3rd season. Anniversary, July 5th, 2020 is our 3rd year anniversary of doing the film review. Hashtag TFR Podcast Live. That's right. So did we go through? We know Spike Lee directed it. Can you give me the?
We know Terrence Blanchard did the music.
The Terrence Blanchard. We need to get the script writers. We need to give them credit, right? Real quick, while we're on the show, we got to give them credit because their script writing.
Right.
Doing the Spike Lee, joining along with Spike Lee, was they're noteworthy to be mentioned.
Okay, it says the screenplay. Kevin Wilmot, Danny Balson, and Paul DeMille.
Those 3 guys, they capture. Right, they capture their.
It says originally written by Danny Bilson and Paul DeMille in 2003. The script was reworked by Spike Lee and Kevin Mullen.
That's right. So Spike, when they say rework, Spike Lee took what they did. He was a script doctor. That's what they mean by that. Spike Lee is a script doctor because Spike Lee can say, well, they wouldn't quite talk like that because, there's some certain cultural understandings that you might not know, so let me fix it. And so he fixed it, and plus, like he said, he gave the artists, the actors, they're artists, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Lindo, however, should get an Oscar nod for this. The way, everything in the piece, even the, I'll say, supernatural experience that happens in the piece it's totally believable.
The cinematography was done by Newton Thomas Siegel and edited by Adam Gull.
Yes. So we have to give those people credit. Okay. So we ran through all that. All that is a 10. So what would you rate the
Definitely
5?
a 10. I mean, for the same reasons. The script, the acting, cinematography, the score, right? The music was great. Costume and design, right? Because it was original. I mean, it looked authentic. Well, I'm sure maybe it was authentic, some of the clothing, But just in the hair and makeup, it was believable. Like you said, the scenes where they showed the main characters younger, it was believable. So, I mean, it was just a great job, and it was well worth the wait, because when I heard that Spike Lee was releasing his film and Chadwick Boseman was part of the project, and I'm like, okay, when is it coming out? So, and it was well worth the
And
wait.
remember, Chadwick, well, first of all, it's a 10 overall for me for the Five Bloods. Something that you have to see, something that's going to go up in the canon as in the top 10 of Vietnam or combat films. This is going up in there, right? They even did a little jab towards a certain person we know, Rambo.
This is great. Just like I love Spike Lee's other film, Miracle in St. Anna, right?
Yes, that's World War II.
So he did a great job with that.
When the black soldiers liberated France, right?
Yeah.
And so you have to see that film. That gives you context. He's going through each period of time telling these stories, right?
Yep, I was double checked. Yeah, it came out in 2008. And I remember when we went to see it, and we was looking forward to that. And I mean, Spike Lee never disappoints. We've seen all of his films.
Yeah, we've seen all.
And so I was excited about this film. But Delroy Lindo, it was great to see him again. He's such a good actor. And he was also in
Crooklyn and Clockers.
Yeah, he's in a lot of Spike Lee's films.
This was the reunion, right? This film, but Crooklyn and Clockers. If you haven't seen those two films, Crooklyn and Clockers, you have to see those films with Delroy Lindo and its Spike Lee joints. Also, if you have never seen, keep saying this, if you have never seen the Sweet Blood of Jesus, you have to see that film. And you also have to see Red Hook Summer. It's like a part 2. It kind of, I noticed that some of the people who aren't Spike Lee watchers, some of the commentators said that whatever happened to Mookie. Well, if you watched Red Hook Summer, he gives you an update on all the characters that are in Brooklyn, Red Hook, Brooklyn, right within this story. And there is a twist in that story in Red Hook, Brooklyn that you will not, because the first half of the film, we reviewed this. The first half of the film, Spike Lee lets the youth shoot the film. It's basically based on the young man's story in the piece. But the second half of the film, Spike Lee sets down on that film, and you will be shocked with the twist that happens, because it comes from out of nowhere. And it also stars
Clark Peters.
He
did great in that also.
Excellent performance. And Nate Parker.
Yeah, Nate Parker was in that one.
Comes in and delivers the performance of a lifetime, and it's a scene that's about 5 to 7 minutes. It happens in the church. Powerful stuff.
Yep, him and Clark Peters.
That's right, and that led us into waiting for the Nat Turner story,
which was a great film also.
But anyway, we're getting.
But you know what? I wanted to say, I just saw his name, Isaiah Whitlock Jr. Was also on Red Hook Summer. See, that's what I love about Spike Lee.
He brings
his actors back, and they work in all his various projects. And
speaking of Nola Gay, if you watch Red Hook Summer, you'll see Nola Gay return in it, and you follow up on what happens with her in this story. So all of this is Spike Lee brings back. But if you watch She's Got to Have It second season, which I don't know why Netflix canceled that. There should have been a third and a fourth season on that, because Spike Lee had his fingers on the pulse of what was happening in between American blacks and black immigrants coming over into this country, almost being the invasion of the black body snatchers, right? He had his hand on the pulse on that, but there is a storyline where Rosie Perez's character comes back, and Spike Lee kind of reworks the story on Mookie.
Yeah.
And he changes the time continuum and makes it so that, well, you just have to watch it.
You know what? He also brought in Red Hook Summer. He brought Nola Darling's character back too.
That's what I said. Nola Darling. That's what I said.
Okay.
Nola Darling, right?
Yeah.
So, and if you watch She's Got to Have It,
the real the actress.
I know. But I'm just saying, like, there's the one She Got to Have, the original black and white.
Yep.
And then there's the one that's on Netflix now. If you watch that, there's a storyline with Rosie Perez's character.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Where they rework it and you find out that Mookie is, but you just have to watch it, right?
Yeah.
You just have to watch it, right? Like if you haven't watched Spike Lee's films, Mo Better, Blues, if you have never seen that film with Denzel, if you've never seen X, you have some watching to do. But you have to watch as Spike Lee went into the digital age with Sweet Blood of Jesus.
Oh yeah.
And Red Hook Summer. When he went into the digital age, where it went from film to digital, you have to watch these films, because these films are groundbreaking. If you come across them, watch them. You will not be disappointed. You'll find Mr. Roboto, Mr. Robot.
Yeah, I'm gonna look him up. Rosie Perez, her character's name was Tina. Do the right thing, and then she also comes into She's Got to Have It on Netflix. On Netflix, second season. Yeah.
And we're looking for. Hopefully, they will be able to find a place where they can have a third season, where he can be placed to have a third season, because that acting in that was phenomenal, right?
Yeah. So in The Blood of Jesus, the Oscar-winning actor,
where you first see him.
Yeah, Rami Malek.
Yeah, Rami Malek.
Yeah,
right.
It's from that film, The Blood of Jesus.
And it was just so happened that the year that he won,
he played Freddie Mercury.
Right. So the year before he won the Oscar, and then didn't he announce Spike Lee's Oscar? No, he won the same night.
He won the same night. Samuel Jackson.
And Samuel Jackson announced his Oscar.
Spike Lee's Oscar.
But he won the same night, and he was up there, and we were looking up. I wonder if he's going to say something to Spike Lee, because Spike Lee is the one who really introduced him to. But anyway, another story.
And Elvis Nolasco was in the Sweet Blood of Jesus,
and he's also in. Nola
Forrest.
No. On the Netflix.
Oh,
She's Got to Have It.
On She's Got to Have It.
He plays the person that's been displaced as they're re-gentrifying
the neighborhood.
Yeah. And I wrote about him on my consciousness page on FB, right?
And he responded.
And I talked about him being up and coming, because he's also in
Godfather Harlem. Right.
You see how all this ties in to what Spike Lee is doing. You see how that's what Simo was talking about earlier, about people connecting and working together, and that's how people are catapulted or rocketed, because they all work together. Okay, people. So you have to see the Five Bloods. Excellent picture. Right now,